Hello everyone. Hello. So we are going to start today a fresh chapter, that is percentage. And percentage, generally you get direct questions sometimes, but generally what they do in your exams placement papers is they'll mix this percentage chapter with profit and loss, or with Venn diagrams, or with ratio and proportion. I like these things. So my work is to give you ninja techniques in percentage. Generally, you use your desi method and get those percentages. That's pretty well, we know, everyone knows. But my work is to give you some ninja techniques, or give you some shortcuts rather, to so that you people can complete your question within your time, or within a second, or whatever you say. So my first strategy will be, you people should know or by heart a chart, that is a percentage chart we call. If it's possible, then I will give the link to in the description box in this video at the last. But if not is there, please prepare a chart by yourself. That will be the most beautiful thing. You prepare a chart of yourself, like you prepare yourself 1 by 2, what is the percentage of 1 by 2, 1 by 3, 1 by 4, 1 by 5, by yourself, and memorize it. So that will really take less time when you solve your paper. And if you practice with those charts, then you don't need extra time to find the percentage of 1 by 6, that is 16.66. You don't need to know, as I have memorized it. So it's for me it becomes easy to just portray it. So my first strategy will be, people should know the percentage chart, so that you don't waste your time on calculating percentage in the exam hall, right, of those fractions. So starting with percentage, today I will be covering percentage basic short questions, which is very general. Sometimes it directly comes to your paper, and sometimes we think why you are not, how to do and what to do. So some basic, very basic questions, and those come sometimes. And then comes the line method. Here line method is really a very important technique, which will solve very easy questions. For me it's easy because I know this line method, so that has become easy for me, those questions. But for few people, when we see that those type of question, we get confused, like how to use it, where to use it, how will we use in percentage thing. So that's what the thing is. So there we can use line method as our ninja technique, and then we can use that and find the answer within a second, and then convert it into percentage. So okay, following now my thing will be starting with the basic short questions. So the very first question which I'll start with is, x equal to 200, it is increased by 20%. What is the value of x? Okay, so my question is, x is given as 200, it is increased by 20%. What is the value of x? So it's very easy to solve. Directly with the desi method only we can solve. It gets solved. 200 plus 20 by 100 into 200 equal to 240. We did, this is here, we did this plus because we know that it said in the question itself, it said that it is increased by 20%. So we did plus. Okay, these are very easy questions, so I won't waste time. I will just show you people how it's done. That's it, just to cover it. 20. So x is equal to 200. It is depreciated or decreased by 20%. So what is the value of x? New value of x, right? Depreciated or decreased. So x is equal to 200. It is depreciated or decreased by 20%. What is the new value of x? So here what will we do? X is equal to 200 minus 20 by 100 into 200 is equal to 160 is my answer. So here, as we can see, it said depreciated or decreased in the question, so we did minus. So here, what's the difference is between the two questions? When something is given, amount is given, and then it said it's increased by 20% or 10% or 50%, then we do plus. And when it is said that x is equal to 300 and it is decreased or depreciated by 50% or 10% or what is the value of x, then we do subtract or we do minus. Okay, these are the very basic questions. I think everyone knows. We don't have to use any ninja technique or any shortcut for this, because it itself takes just a second. Now it is a little tricky question, as well as it is a like a very common or a basic question, as we can say. Okay, K's salary is 20% more than A, then what percentage of A's salary is less than K? Right? So this questions you really get in your papers. I think if you people have appeared for any placement papers, you can see these type of questions. So you get these type of questions, but how will you solve it? Let's solve it and see. So my question is, K's salary is 20% more than A, then what percentage of A's salary is less than K? So what will we do? We will write K is equal to 1 plus 20 by 100. Okay, K's salary is 20% more than A is said in the question. So K is equal to 1 plus 20 by 100. As it is more than A, then it's equal to, we get 5 plus 1, that's 6 by 5, equal to 6 by 5A. So we are getting K is equal to 6 by 5A, as it was said that K's salary is 20% more than A. So my equation here becomes K is equal to 6 by 5A. Right? K is equal to 6 by 5A. Now what we will do? 1 minus 5 by 6. So first of all, let me write one thing, that is, in terms of A, I will write A is equal to 6K by 5. A is equal to, I'm so sorry. A is equal to 5K by 6. 5K by 6. A is equal to 5K by 6. We wrote in terms of K, because earlier we got the equation in terms of A. Now we are just writing in terms of K, because we need to find what percentage of A's salary is less than K. What percentage of A's salary is less than K? So we wrote in terms of K. A is equal to 5K by 6. So 1 minus 5 by 6, in these, because of this we will be doing 1 minus 5 by 6, that is 6 minus 5 by 6, that is 1 by 6. If you know the percentage of 1 by 6, then you can directly write, or you have to find the percentage of 1 by 6, which will take time and all stuffs. So the percentage I know, percentage of 1 by 6 is 16.66%. Right? I think it's clear. K's salary is 20% more than A, then what percentage of A's salary is less than K? As it is said, less than, depreciated, decrease, all we do minus, more than, and increased, more than, all we do is plus. As I have said in the earlier questions were just given to make you people understand this type of question, what you should do and what you should not. So as K's salary is 20% more than A, that is K is equal to 1 plus 20 by 100 we did, as it is said more than A. So by like equating or calculating it, we got 6 by 5a. Now it said, then my equation we formed from our equation is k is equal to 6 by 5a. Now it said that we want what percentage of A's salary is less than k. So we have to find A. So we wrote in terms of k. A is equal to 5k by 6, that is 1 minus 5 by 6, because what less than k, less word is used. So 1 minus 5 by 6 is 6 minus 5 by 6, that is 1 by 6, and through the chart, or if you memorize it, then you will directly write as 16.66 percentage. Okay, let's do another similar type question so that you people can understand again. Okay, my question is, A's salary is 50% more than B. Then what percentage of B salary is less than A? So similar question, A salary is 50% more than B. What percentage of B's salary is less than A? So you people know A is equal to 1 plus 50 by 100 plus, because it said more than A. So we got 2 plus 1 by 2, that is 3 by 2 B. Now my equation forms A is equal to 3 by 2 B. But what I have to find? I have to find what percentage of B's salary. So we will write in terms of A. B is equal to 2A by 3. From this equation we have to get B, because we have to find what percentage of B's salary. So we have to write B is equal to 2A by 3. Now it said less than A. So 1 minus 2 by 3, that is 1 by 3, right? What is the percentage of 1 by 3 is 33.33%. So these are the advantage of memorizing the chart. If you know that the percentage of percentage of 1 by 3 is 13.33%, so you can directly write it. You don't have to find the percentage and you don't have to do those things. So I think you people understood what you have to do about it and all. So now we are done with the basic short questions. Now we will start with line method, which I just now said that it solves few typical questions very easily. So starting with line method. Okay, first of all you need to understand one thing. If A by B is fraction, A by B is increased, then we will get A by A plus B is decreased. And another, if A by B is decreased, then we will get A by B minus A is increased. So what is this? This is when these type of questions we can use when something is kept constant. Like sometimes you get a question that the rate is this, rate is increased by 1 by 3. Keeping the expenditure count constant, how much amount or how much things will it get decreased if the expenditure is constant? So my question framing will be, if 1 by 3 is increased, the rate is increased by 1 by 3, what percentage of this rate will decrease if my expenditure is kept constant? So the percentage will be 1 by 1 plus 3, that is 1 by 4. 1 by 4 percentage will be decreased, that is 25%. right? So these type of questions you really get. If sometimes the question is, if 1 by 2 is decreased, what percentage will be increased if your expenditure is kept constant? That will be 1 by 2 minus 1, that is 1, means 100%. Right? When anything is kept constant, anything, any variable is kept constant, we use this line method. In these type of questions, we use line method when anything is kept constant. If something is kept constant and something is getting increased, and what percentage will be decreased if this is kept constant, we will use a by a plus b. If something is getting decreased, what percentage it will get increased if this is kept constant, then we will use a by b minus a will be increased. So through this line method, you will really get to solve many questions. You can solve any questions if some, but this line method is only applicable for anything when it is kept constant, anything which is any variable which can be kept constant, or it is written in the question, mentioned in the question that this is constant, what percentage will be increased. So you can use this type of questions. So these type of questions you will generally understand by looking at it, and you can generally solve it. Won't take so much of time thinking and all. So that this is, in this way, line method is very helpful. So let me give you another question which is very important. You get these type of question. If value is increased by A% and B%, this is another very important technique or ninja technique, then the resultant will be A plus B plus AB by 100. If value is increased by A% and B%, then my resultant equation will be A plus B plus AB by 100. So let me solve a question for you so that you people can understand. Length is increased by 10%. Breadth is also increased by 20%. Find percentage change in area of rectangle. So let me repeat the question. Length increased by 10%, breadth increased by 20%. Find the percentage change in area of rectangle. So if you know this technique or shortcut or ninja, then you can directly write, this is A, this is my B. So 10 plus 20 plus 20 into 10 by 100. So it's 32%. Right? So first of all, what we learned is, if the value is increased by A% or B%, then my resultant will be A plus B plus AB by 100. If length is increased by 10% and breadth is increased by 20%, what percentage change in area of rectangle? Just put the values, length 10, breadth 20, AB plus AB by 100. 10 plus 20 plus 20 into 10 by 100, that is 32%. So these are the very important line method technique or this resultant techniques, how you will find it and all. So in these way, these 2-3 type of questions. First question was a very basic question, more or than or less than. Then comes the line method, where you can, if one variable is kept constant, you know how it will be increased or how it will be decreased. We discussed that. Now we discussed that if both are increasing, what will be the resultant change in resultant change in area in a rectangle or whatever. So we can use A plus B plus AB by 100, this method, as a shortcut. Then few things which we can use generally in Venn diagrams, or you get this percentage question I said mentioned earlier also, that you get in Venn diagrams and all. Generally you get questions, how many students passed, how many subject they have done this. If 2 students have passed 3 subjects in this percentage, how many students are passed. So I won't solve any question, but I will give you pretty one formula, that is, always remember, fail is equal to 100 minus percentage passed. Like, how can I say fail is equal to 100 minus percentage passed? How many students failed? If 50% student or 50% student have passed a certain test, how many students failed? So fail is equal to 100 minus percentage passed, right? In this way you can directly get your answer. Another thing, total percentage minus percentage passed in both subjects, we can say, is equal to percentage passed at least in one subject. So total percentage minus percentage passed in both subjects is equal to percentage passed at least in one subject. So what we do is we get these type of questions, that my total percentage passed, my 20% student, total percentage of student passed this question, and this percentage of student has passed both the question. What is the percentage of student who have at least passed in one subject? This will give you the answer. If you know the total percentage and you know the percentage passed at least in one subject, so you will also get the answer for percentage passed in both the subjects. So these type of questions becomes very tricky if you don't know certain rules of like these. So if you really know these, then it will be very easy and clear to your mind. You know which are the factors you need to highlight. You need to highlight among these 3 variables, something will be given, something will be missing. So you have to identify which variable is missing and which variable is present. So you just have to highlight which if these 2 are given, this will be there. If these 2 are given, this will be missing. If this is given, these 2 are given, this will be missing. So you need to know what is the question, what they are asking for. If they are asking for what is the percentage passed in both subjects, then these 2 will be given, these 2 variables will be mentioned in your question. So you find the total percentage, you know percentage passed at least in one subject, so you get the percentage passed in both the subjects. So in this way you just get it. So these are the basic and few typical questions, line method and a plus b plus ab by 100. These equations and these all 2 equations will really help you in doing percentage sum very helpfully, as percentage is always merged with profit and loss or any other chapter, it is merged with it. So you have to calculate those profit and loss calculations as well, and you have to make the percentage as well. So these few techniques will really solve, like really it will not waste your time. So you can really don't have to like invest so much of time in percentage and all. And please do memorize the percentage chart, which will be very helpful in your test, which will not take so much of time just calculating it and all. So if you remember it, it will really help you. So if this video has really helped you a lot, please do tell me in your comment section and let me know what else do you want to know from me. Thank you. Have a good day.